Pahalgam, April 22, 2025, a date etched in tragedy. This picturesque town, nestled in the heart of Kashmir, known for its lush meadows and serene beauty, became the stage for a horrific act of terror. Tourists from all corners of India had flocked to Pahalgam, eager to witness its charm. The air was thick with the fragrance of spring, and the laughter of children filled the valley. But on that fateful Tuesday, the tranquility was shattered. Gunshots pierced the air, replacing the melodies of nature with the chilling sounds of violence. The idyllic Baisaran meadow, usually bustling with pony rides and joyous tourists, transformed into a scene of carnage and chaos. The terrorists, heavily armed and driven by a perverse ideology, struck with calculated brutality. They aimed their weapons at innocent civilians, their bullets tearing through the fabric of peace that had painstakingly been woven over time. Eyewitnesses recounted scenes of sheer terror, tourists running for their lives, desperate cries echoing through the valley, and the heart-wrenching sight of lifeless bodies strewn across the once pristine meadow. The terrorists, believed to be affiliated with the Resistance Front, an offshoot of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, had infiltrated the valley with a sinister plan. Their objective, to inflict maximum casualties and send shockwaves through India. The aftermath of the attack was a scene of utter devastation. The air, heavy with the stench of gunpowder, was punctuated by the wails of mourners. Local Kashmiris, known for their warmth and hospitality, were the first responders. They rushed to the aid of the wounded, using whatever means they could to ferry them to safety. Hospitals were overwhelmed with casualties, their corridors echoing with the anguished cries of victims and their families. Doctors and nurses worked tirelessly, battling against time and overwhelming odds to save lives. As news of the attack spread, a pall of gloom descended upon the entire nation. Pahalgam, once a symbol of hope and resilience, was now synonymous with grief and despair. The Pahalgam attack sent shockwaves throughout India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, cutting short his visit to Saudi Arabia, addressed the nation, condemning the attack in the strongest possible terms. He vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice and declared a day of national mourning. Home Minister Amit Shah, rushing to Srinagar, paid homage to the victims and met with their families, assuring them that their sacrifice would not be in vain. Across the political spectrum, leaders united in their condemnation of the attack. The usually boisterous parliament observed a 2-minute silence, a rare display of unity in the face of national tragedy. From bustling metropolises to remote villages, candlelight vigils were held, with citizens expressing solidarity with the victims and their families. The nation was united in grief and anger. Section 5. The world reacts. International condemnation and support. The international community joined India in condemning the heinous attack. World leaders expressed their condolences and offered their support to India in its fight against terrorism. The United States, a key ally in the global war on terror, condemned the attack and offered assistance in the investigation. The United Nations Security Council, in a rare display of unity, passed a resolution condemning the attack and calling for the perpetrators to be brought to justice. From Paris to Tokyo, from London to Washington, messages of solidarity poured in, reaffirming the global resolve to combat terrorism in all its forms. The attack on Pahalgam was not just an attack on India, but an attack on humanity itself. Section 6. Simmering tensions. The attack's impact on India-Pakistan relations. The Pahalgam attack cast a long shadow on the already strained relations between India and Pakistan. The incident not only heightened the existing tensions, but also brought the two nuclear-armed neighbors to the brink of a larger conflict. The attack was a grim reminder of the volatility in the region and the fragile nature of peace that hangs by a thread. India accused Pakistan of harboring and supporting terrorist groups operating from its soil, a charge vehemently denied by Islamabad. The accusations were backed by what India claimed to be irrefutable evidence, including intercepted communications and recovered weapons. Pakistan, on the other hand, dismissed these claims as baseless and part of a larger propaganda campaign. The blame game escalated quickly, with both countries summoning each other's envoys and engaging in a war of words through the media. The diplomatic exchanges were marked by sharp rhetoric and mutual recriminations, further deepening the mistrust between the two nations. The line of control, The de facto border dividing Kashmir once again became a flashpoint, with both sides resorting to heavy artillery shelling. The skirmishes resulted in casualties on both sides, including civilians, and displaced many from their homes, adding to the humanitarian crisis in the region. The attack served as a stark reminder of the fragile peace in the region and the ever-present threat of terrorism. It highlighted the need for robust counter-terrorism measures and greater international cooperation to combat the menace of terrorism that plagues the region. It underscored the urgent need for dialogue and diplomacy to address the root causes of the conflict and find a lasting solution. The international community called for restraint and encouraged both nations to engage in meaningful dialogue to de-escalate the situation and work towards sustainable peace. Section 7. Voices from the Valley, Stories of Loss, Resilience, and Hope. Amidst the grief and despair, stories of extraordinary courage and resilience emerged from the valley. The people of Kashmir, despite facing relentless challenges, have always found ways to rise above their circumstances. Their stories are not just tales of survival, but of unwavering determination and hope. Local Kashmiris, who themselves have borne the brunt of terrorism for decades, once again displayed their indomitable spirit. Their daily lives, filled with both hardship and moments of joy, paint a picture of a community that refuses to be broken. They continue to live, love, and support each other, showcasing a resilience that is truly inspiring. Abdul Wahid Wani, a shopkeeper, risked his own life to pull injured tourists to safety. His bravery is a testament to the spirit of the valley, where helping others is a way of life. In moments of crisis, individuals like Abdul become the unsung heroes, their actions speaking louder than words. He, like countless other Kashmiris, refused to abandon their tradition of hospitality, even in the face of unimaginable horror. This deep-rooted sense of community and care for others is what makes Kashmiris stand out. Their hospitality is not just a cultural trait, but a lifeline for many in times of need. Adil Hussain Shah, a young tour guide, used his knowledge of the area to lead terrified tourists to safety, his quick thinking saving countless lives. His actions are a reminder of the importance of local knowledge and the role it plays in ensuring safety and security in such turbulent times. These acts of bravery, though small in the face of such immense tragedy, serve as a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can prevail. The stories from the valley are a testament to the strength and resilience of the people, offering a glimmer of hope and a reminder that humanity can shine through even the most challenging circumstances. Section 8. Picking up the pieces, the long road to recovery. The road to recovery from such a horrific attack is long and arduous. The physical scars may heal, but the emotional and psychological scars run deep. The tourism industry, the backbone of Pahalgam's economy, suffered a devastating blow. Hotels stood empty, their once bustling restaurants deserted. Shopkeepers, their livelihoods shattered, wondered if they would ever recover from the losses. The government announced a slew of measures to revive the tourism industry and provide support to the affected families. But the road to recovery is long, and it will require a collective effort from the government, the private sector, and civil society. Section 9. Conclusion. Remembering the victims, rebuilding the dream. The Pahalgam attack was a stark reminder of the human cost of hatred and violence. It was a day that left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of countless individuals. Families were torn apart, dreams were shattered, and a community was left to pick up the pieces. The pain and sorrow felt by those who lost loved ones is immeasurable, and the scars left behind will never fully heal. It shattered the illusion of peace and brought back painful memories of a troubled past. The echoes of previous conflicts reverberated through the air, reminding everyone of the fragility of the peace they had come to cherish. The attack was not just an assault on individuals but on the collective psyche of a nation striving for harmony. As the nation mourns the loss of innocent lives, it is important to remember that the fight against terrorism is far from over. The resilience of the human spirit is tested in such times, and it is through unity and determination that we can hope to overcome these dark moments. The candlelight vigils and moments of silence are not just acts of remembrance, but also symbols of our collective resolve to stand against terror. It requires a multi-pronged approach, addressing not just the symptoms, but also the root causes: poverty, inequality, and a lack of opportunities. By tackling these underlying issues, we can create a society where the seeds of hatred and violence find no fertile ground to grow. Education, economic development, and social justice are crucial components in this fight. The attack on Pahalgam was an attack on the very idea of India, a land of unity in diversity, a land where people of all faiths and cultures have coexisted for centuries. This rich tapestry of cultures and traditions is what makes India unique, and it is this very fabric that was targeted. Yet, in the face of such adversity, the spirit of unity and resilience shines through. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that the sacrifices of the victims are not in vain. By remembering their stories and honoring their memories, we keep their legacy alive. Each name on the memorial wall represents a life cut short, a dream unfulfilled, but also a call to action for the living to strive for a better future. We must stand united against the forces of hatred and division, and work towards building a more just, equitable, and peaceful world. This is not just a task for governments and leaders, but for every individual. Through acts of kindness, understanding, and solidarity, we can create ripples of change that spread far and wide. Only then can we truly honor the memory of those we lost in Pahalgam, and ensure that such tragedies never happen again. By fostering a culture of peace and inclusivity, we can build a world where future generations can live free from the shadows of violence and fear. Let us commit to this vision and work tirelessly to make it a reality.